Next, we have the appointment of PSAT voting delegate.
Here we go, fireworks.
Well, Ryan, you want to go? You want me to do what you want to do?
Make a motion to appoint Raj as the PSAT voting delegate.
I'll second that.
I oppose that.
Of course you do.
I'd like to comment.
Of course you do.
I've been the only representative from West Whiteland Township at PSAT for the last 5 years. I have represented the township with in the best interest of the township. I have given the updates when I got back from the meetings. Last year when I gave the updates and I handed out the manual so that you could read up on what was discussed at PSAT while you two were on vacation, neither one of you took your booklet. You threw them in the trash. So I'm kind of curious the newfound interest in PSAT. And if you're going to say about social media, I actually called Scott at PSAT. He's the solicitor for PSAT. There is no law, there is no regulations, there is no ordinance on social media. He said Pennsylvania is behind the times, as with many things in Pennsylvania and Harrisburg. And you're not required to do anything on social media, and if you have a page, you're not required to have it open for any particular reason.
And that's fine. And
I was asked to change the title, and I did. This is my last year. I am not running for re-election. I know the people at PSAT. I walk into the meetings, and Dave Sanko says, "Good morning, Teresa. So what's new?"
Oh, is that like Norm at Cheers?
So, I don't think you guys would trip over Dave and know who he is, and he's the executive director of the organization. I've had breakfast with him, I've had dinner with him, and I've always advocated for West Whiteland.
Oh my God, and did you go shopping together too?
Down here. So I really don't get this. And this was decided in January and voted on already.
May I have the floor for a second, please?
Sure.
You mentioned social media, and when you trash your colleagues on the board on social media and publicly, it doesn't necessarily mean that we want you to represent PSATs for us. So that's what prompted the decision. In 5 years on PSATs, and it doesn't seem like you learned much in that 5-year period of time from your behavior and some of the things you've done. I just wanted to state that, and that's why we decided to make this decision.
I don't have a buddy that gets to trash people for me. And even if I wouldn't ask one of my girlfriends to trash either one of you for me. What I put out was factual. I didn't make things up. I didn't accuse anybody of doing anything that they didn't do. You have a friend who routinely...
Well, I don't have a friend. First of all, excuse me, I don't have a friend that does that for me. She does that on her own, and she's been doing it for many years.
Not a she, it's a he.
You open yourself up, okay, for that all the time, and that has nothing to do with me. And I want to make that clear, okay? I don't get anybody to talk for me. In fact, I'm talking for myself right now as it is. Anyway, the fact is that your behavior is atrocious, and it has been, and we don't want you representing the township for PSATs. It's as simple as that. But can we move on, please?
Yeah.
You gonna make it this year, or do you have a vacation to go on?
Wow,
Again,
you are nasty.
Can we move forward? Thank you.
I guess I answered that question.
All in favor?
Aye.
No public comments, okay.
Kitty Marcel Kearns-Lake. I wasn't preparing to make a comment. From what I just heard, though, I would like to make a comment. First of all, The ACLU has successfully sued when elected officials acting in that capacity have blocked people from making comments. It's basically silencing public discussion. And this was not the first time, Teresa, where this has happened. A couple years ago, you had another page, public page, as supervisor, and you had to change it. You didn't learn from that. You are making disparaging comments, not just about your colleagues, but about your constituents, and you have done
Yes.
it over the years. Now you've done it turning off the ability to comment, and things you have said are just simply incorrect, but nobody can correct them. As a resident of West Whiteland Township, I would prefer to have somebody else represent us at PSATs, and I also think it's important going forward that we have 2 supervisors right now that will be here next year. It's good to create those new relationships and learn things from it. There are things to learn. At last year's, I recall you took some courses on how to do right to know, correct? On the right to know law? Yes, and that was good because you didn't understand it. Even after a few years in office, you filed a right to know against me and another private citizen. So there are valuable things to be learned.
Let me correct that. I filed a right to know from a public official mentioning certain conversations. And when I checked with the right to know officer at PSATs, he said, and I showed him the right to know request, even though I withdrew it, and he said it was perfectly legal because it was a conversation between an elected official and a constituent.
Teresa, you weren't allowed to do that. It was illegal.
I asked the lawyer at
Sure,
PSATs.
we'll go with that, but the township solicitor informed you that it was illegal. It wasn't just illegal, it was nasty and spiteful, and I prefer to have somebody who is professional and looking out for their constituents and representing us there. So I fully support this vote.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have Township Commission